February is usually a hard month for me, but this year I find myself actually savoring it. I have never felt more enlivened or enchanted by February's frosty, snowy days. I don't resent the cold, but instead find myself relishing spending time in it. Enjoying every minute I find myself wading through freshly fallen snow or watching gentle snowflakes float down from the sky.
Truth be told, I am afraid of being alone here in this beautiful forest. And truth be told, I'm only a few meters away from the road, but even still, I can see my car. There's my car. I'm not that far away, but I still get nervous. I've come to accept that, you know what, this is normal, I believe, to feel a little bit nervous being outside by yourself, where predators could potentially be there. You know, I think we have fear for a reason. It's self-preservation. But at the same time, I don't think that we should let these fears keep us entirely away from experiencing these beautiful places. Because at the end of the day, are we fully living if we are keeping ourselves sheltered from everything and anything that's dangerous? I would rather live a full life and experience a bit of fear from time to time than be totally safe but not be fully alive. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Talking actually helps me to feel a little bit more comfortable. Yeah.
This bird's eye view puts into perspective how small I am, but my heart feels so big. I feel as though I have so much left to do in the world and so much to share, even if I am just a speck in the forest. This was my first time making wild juniper berry tea. I really wanted to find a plant I could forage during the winter, and I was super delighted to learn that the common juniper berries were ripe in my area, and that they could be made into tea. Did you know that the berries are actually the female cones of the plant? I did quite a bit of research before deciding to consume them, so if you ever decide to try them yourself, make sure you are doing your own research and consuming wild plants at your own risk. When crushing the cones, the most beautiful smell was released. The only thing I can think to compare it to is the scent of a pine forest, but concentrated and still unique in its own way.
Time to build a fire! Let's see if I can pull it off.
I know juniper berry is used to flavor gin, so that might give you an idea of its scent and flavor, but for myself, this was the first time really experiencing this plant with all of my senses, and it certainly won't be the last. I could have brought the cones home and boiled water in my electric kettle and made tea that way, but I thought that I would do something special and make a fire instead. As you'll soon find out, I had a hard time keeping my fire going. Was I stoking it too much, adding logs that were too big? I'm not really sure. I'm still learning, so any tips from those experienced fire builders are greatly appreciated.
Whew, it feels really good to be out here. And oh my goodness, just hearing the crackle of a fire and feeling its warmth on a winter day. There's just nothing better. I really want a wood fire stove someday. I just love fire.
I can see my breath just as much as the smoke. I'm excited to try this tea. I want to try and keep the fire going until the water is for sure boiling, because if my flames go out and my water's not boiling yet, what was the point of trying to make tea over the fire? Yeah, so hopefully it works out. I'm a novice at fire building, but I'd say for today, I did pretty good. Not boiling yet. Not quite boiling, but it'll do. All right, the moment of truth. It's really nice, actually. Yeah, this is really lovely. I would consume more of this at home with hotter water. I did it. I sometimes wish I had lived in a time without screens or internet, where I'd have no choice but to keep myself entertained in the evenings with calming activities that were rejuvenating to the mind, rather than overstimulating. I recently watched Little Women, and I couldn't help but find myself romanticizing a life before the technological revolution, where one would spend the evenings before bed reading, writing, or playing music, more often than not in some sort of creative endeavor. I find it so easy to choose passive entertainment over the creative, to sit and become engrossed in moving pictures rather than pull out my paints or play a board game. Considering that human beings have an affinity for stories and storytelling, it's no wonder digital media is so popular among us. Watching TV every night is like story time before bed. It has replaced storytelling around the fire or reading a novel by candlelight. It is easy to resort to when one wants to unwind and tune out the stresses of life. I am not condemning TV or anyone who uses it as entertainment. I love a good series as much as the next person, and there is value to be found in such entertainment. Not to mention the opportunities afforded to me because of platforms like YouTube would not be possible without the internet and the invention of cameras and cinematography. I also enjoy the creativity behind cinema and filmmaking. I guess I just wish it wasn't so difficult to choose other activities to unwind sometimes. It requires a lot of mental discipline to cultivate a life of balance between the analog and the digital. And I'm trying my best to maintain this balance and give myself grace. But I'm curious to know what this balance looks like to you, or if you have any practices that help you stay balanced in this often distracting world. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you'd like to let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a beautiful day or night, wherever you may be. Bye.